Ciao, buongiorno. Are you ready to cook like an Italian? I sure hope so, because I've got a fantastic recipe for you today. This is so easy. This is an asparagus gnocchi, and it takes about 5 ingredients and no time at all, which is exactly what Italian food is all about. Few ingredients, good quality, on the stove and onto your plate in no time at all, and you're gonna love this. This recipe was actually one of the hottest recipes on Pinterest a few years back. Can you believe that? And so I'm going to share that with you today. I'm very, very excited because we're going to be introducing you to a brand new product that is brand new to America. It's called Armando Pasta, and let me tell you about this pasta. This company owns its own mill in Italy because they feel like if they own the mill, they control the quality. They use 100% durum wheat. They contract with Italian farmers, and they have agronomists that go out into the field to make sure that that promise is kept. 100% organic pasta. No pesticides, no herbicides, no glyphosates, no fillers, no enrichments. And here's my take. I've heard so many people say they can't eat pasta and they can't eat bread in America, but when they go to Italy, it's fine. It doesn't hurt their tummy. Well, this is why. And so now you're going to be able to find perfect pasta in your grocery store and on Amazon. Okay, we have got some asparagus today, and you know what's neat about asparagus is they tell you exactly what to use. So all you do is snap it. This goes in the trash, and this goes in your pot. That easy. You never have to guess about what part of the asparagus to use. That's it. This is the woody, rough part. This is the delicious part. Now we're going to cut these into about 1-inch pieces, okay? I've got a hot pot going with about 2.5 cups of hot water right here. And I'm going to be putting in, first of all, 2 pounds of this beautiful Armando gnocchi. Now, normally I love making gnocchi from scratch, but this recipe requires a store-bought, shelf-stable, because it's going to boil for about 15 minutes. Now, if you made, gnocchi from scratch, it's just going to fall apart because it's so delicate. Then this is the most amazing menu, because all you do is put it in one pot and it's done in 15 minutes. So in goes the gnocchi. I'm just going to put in the asparagus. It couldn't be any easier. I'm going to crank up my heat and get some nice heat going. Get that water boiling. Look at how beautiful that is already. Now, all we're going to do is add 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese, which is wonderful because it's so available. It used to be years ago, it would be kind of hard to find mascarpone. Now you can find it everywhere. And a cup of shredded Parmigiano. Get good cheese. You're going to use 5 ingredients. Make sure that they're really, really good quality. And then we're just going to add a couple of green peppers, diced really fine. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, maybe about a teaspoon of salt, and a little bit of pepper. My take on salt is go light on the salt, then you taste it, and then you can adjust. If you start with too much salt, there's really no way to get that salt out of there, so you don't want to ruin your dish. Look at this. This is it. We're going to wait about 15 minutes, and that gnocchi is going to absorb all the beautiful flavor. The asparagus is going to be cooked, but just tender enough to bite into. That cheese is going to just surround those gnocchi. I'm going to give it a little bit of stir, just like that. To quote Ina Garten, how easy is that? I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to grab one more thing. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cook Like an Italian, and boy, oh boy, dinner is ready in 15 minutes. So here is our beautiful asparagus gnocchi, all enrobed in that mascarpone and the cheese and that beautiful Armando gnocchi and the asparagus. Look at that. It all just sort of comes together in one big beautiful pot. This is a perfect meal for a quick night, and kids love gnocchi. They really do. They love anything that's potato dumpling-ish. And I always hate that phrase, let's hide the vegetables and sneak them in for the kids, then maybe they'll eat them. But I think with a dish like this, you're not going to have to sneak or hide anything. I think they're just going to absolutely go crazy over this. And this is the perfect dish for you to cook with the kids because it's very easy. All right, how about one more spoon? Because we're Italian, right? All right, look at that. And here we go. The most beautiful meal. Now I'm just going to top it with a little bit of chiffonade of basil, or you could do parsley, just to give it a little bit of green. And there we go. That is our asparagus gnocchi, all ready for you in 15 minutes using just a few ingredients, good quality ingredients. You're gonna love this. And you know what else you're gonna love? When we come back, I have the most fantastic treat for you from my mama's hometown in Venice. It's called Pan de San Marco. You can use it as an appetizer or a dessert, which I love. Coming back, we're gonna cook like an Italian. Welcome back to Cook Like an Italian. I hope you saved room for a little treat after that asparagus gnocchi. The theme today is very quick, easy, delicious, over-the-top recipes. This is called Pan de San Marco. My mom is from Venice, Italy, and San Marco Square is, of course, the hub of Venice. And this recipe is just the most delicious treat that you can use as an appetizer or a dessert. It starts with bread. You're going to need 6 pieces of brioche bread if you can find it, if not a Texas toast, but brioche really gives it that European flavor. We're also going to use almond paste, which is readily available. It looks like this. We need just this amount, 6 ounces. And it's a little bit firm, so what I like to do is put it in a bowl and warm it either with some hot water underneath or in the microwave for about 15 seconds just to soften it. We've got some slivered almonds here. The first thing I'm going to do is get a hot pan. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of water, 5 tablespoons of water and 3 tablespoons of sugar. And we're just going to cook that until the sugar dissolves, which takes no time at all. Then we're going to take that off the heat and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of rum. Why not? Okay, we're just going to let that cool for a second. Actually, it looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is now baste. Actually, it's a little bit warm, so let me just let that set for a second and get the rest of the ingredients together. I'm going to add my almond paste. That's 6 ounces, and it's nice and soft, so that's going to mix really well. 2 eggs, a little bit of sugar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and some vanilla bean paste. If you can, substitute any vanilla extract for vanilla bean paste. Look at that. It's ooey gooey, thick and delicious, and it makes all the difference in the world. Now I'm just going to mix this up, get this nice and softened and mixed. I'm going to check on the oven to make sure it's up to temperature. I want to get it to 425. I'm going to check on that. I'll be right back. Okay, my oven is at 425, all ready to go. And here's what I've done so far. I took the bread and I'm going to soak it in that rum and water and sugar mixture. It's kind of like a elevated simple syrup, right? And then just get it nice and soaked. That's going to be the base. Now I've got that almond paste and the egg mixture. I'm just going to spoon that right on top. Oh my goodness, this is such an easy, wonderful Italian delight. It's very similar to a French Bostock, but oh, I love that. And then you top it with sliced almonds. There we go. Okay, go in the oven for about 10 minutes. Get ready for an extraordinary treat. And 10 minutes later, you have the magical pan de San Marco. This is absolutely beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is take one out. It's toasty on the bottom, it's toasty on top. We're gonna cut it. Oh, it's magic, it's so delicious. And then I'm just gonna dust it with a little bit of powdered sugar and get a nice cup of espresso, a nice tea, a glass of milk, a glass of wine, and have your beautiful pan de San Marco. Thank you for letting me share my Italian heart with you today. We made some wonderful recipes. Asparagus gnocchi in about 15 minutes. Pan de San Marco in about 10 minutes. These are wonderful recipes you and your family are going to love time and time again. And we'll see you next time. By the way, I've linked all of my information and recipes on my website at jandiatri.com. We'll see you next time when we cook like an Italian.